The strategy of auction is not buying it at the courthouse steps where you got to compete against every other bidder in town. And in most markets, you have to have all cash to even be able to bid on auction properties. No. We want to go to the property before it goes to auction, where we're dealing directly with the seller. Now, I put together some case studies for you guys on the types of things that we're looking for and how we can potentially put deals together. So scenario number one is this. You're out driving around and you see a house that you think might be a potential good deal. And so you add it to your watch list. Now on your watch list, these are properties that when we get home, we're going to research and we're going to determine whether or not this is something we should work with. So we add it to our watch list, and then we're going to start a direct mail campaign where we're sending letters to the property, notifications, postcards. Hey, we're interested in buying your house. Hey, are you selling your home? I'd love to do business with you. So we're going to start the watch list, we're going to start the direct mail campaign, and we're going to send an offer. Anytime you see a piece of property, this is the process that you go through. Add it to your watch list, start a mail campaign, send an offer. Now, in about a week, you'll want to skip trace the owner so you can get the phone number and call to see if there's any motivation for them to sell the property. Now, if there is motivation, you're going to schedule an appointment and you're going to pull a debt stack or a property profile report where you will then meet with the seller to get the house under contract. You'll then order the inspection on the property, and then from the inspection, you'll negotiate price alterations that may be needed based on what you found in the inspection, and then you close. Now, for all of the case studies that I'm going to show you guys, it's the exact same process every time. So I'm going to go back one slide because I want to make sure you guys get the order of this, okay? So again, we're driving for dollars, so we begin by pulling the foreclosure notices directly from auction.com. Okay, that's where we begin this process. Go to auction.com, pull the list, go drive these properties, drive blocks surrounding the subject property, and start building a list of properties that have, again, here was the list, tall grass, for sale by owner signs, boarded up. And by the way, you guys, let me make this simple for you if I can. Those of you that can't write really fast, just take out your cell phone and take a picture of my slides. It'll be a lot easier than you guys trying to scribble this thing down really quickly. Or for those of you that are really technologically advanced, you can just do a screen grab of the slide as I'm showing it to you, okay? So we add it to our watch list, we start a mail campaign, we send an offer, we skip trace the owner, we call them, we determine if there's motivation, we pull the debt stack to see what the equity looks like, we get it under contract, we order the inspection, we negotiate the price down based on the inspection, and we close. Now here's an example. Now this is a real deal. In fact, I think we just put this thing under contract. So this thing was going to foreclosure auction, again, auction.com. So we pull the notice, we find out that the property is indeed in foreclosure, and it's going to go to sale on May 12th. Now, many of you guys know I've been going to foreclosure auctions for 20 years, and I think it's one of the worst things you can do to buy real estate at a discount. The reason we pull the auction list is we want to buy them before they go to sale. So the strategy of auction is not buying it at the courthouse steps where you got to compete against every other bidder in town. And in most markets, you have to have all cash to even be able to bid on auction properties. No. We want to go to the property before it goes to auction, where we're dealing directly with the seller. That's exactly what we did on this property here on Dalkey. So we see that it's going to auction. We make contact with the homeowner. So we drive out there. We see that nobody's home. So we go to the neighbors and we see if anybody knows Vicky, who is the owner of the property. Now, they informed us that they believed that Vicky had passed away. So unfortunately, the owner of this home had passed away. By asking more questions, we determined that Vicky had no children. So we hired a private investigator and we found the nearest living kin we discovered that Vicky, the owner of the property, had a niece named Monique who lived not too far from the property. Now, because of the falling out between the sisters, the children of the owner, Monique had not seen her aunt for years, but she was the rightful heir to the estate of this property. So we offered her what's called a net offer. Now I want you guys to write down net offer. This is an offer strategy that we use a lot when we're purchasing real estate. And the way that a net offer works is, look, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, next of kin, I'll give you 20 grand. I don't know what's owed. I don't know what the underlying liens are, but whatever they are, if I can't give you $20,000 out of the proceeds of the closing, this deal is void. And the reason this is such a powerful offer strategy, you guys, is nobody has to worry about closing costs, realtor fees, private money costs, monthly payment amounts, insurance payoffs, outstanding liens. None of that matters because the seller is going to get 20 grand net. We will take care of all of the other fees. Now, when we pulled the fees, we discovered that Vicky, the previous owner, owed less than $100,000 on the property. So we purchased this thing for $107,000, and then we put $56,000 into its renovation. Post-renovation, the property is worth $229,900, and we sell it for $229,900, which means I believe this one is closing this week, actually. Yeah, Dalkey is closing. Actually, it's closing next week. When this property closes, the net profit is almost $68,000. Now, let's review. How did we find it? Driving for dollars, pulling the foreclosure list from auction.com, and then utilizing the tools and the resources that we have available to us through skip tracing, through title searching, through contacting the owners, through being able to write offers quickly with pre-approvals already attached to them. All of these things, you guys, are how we move very, very quickly. So one deal, $68,000 in profit, moving quickly. And again, what are we doing? We're simply driving for dollars.